time, Jesus had returned to Cana in Galilee, the place where he performed his first miracle, turning water into wine. But this time, the situation was different, urgent, desperate. A royal official from Capernaum, nearly 20 miles away, had a son who was sick, on the brink of death. When he heard that Jesus was back in Galilee, he made the journey, likely uphill, to beg Jesus to come and heal his son. The man pleads, "Royal official, sir, come down before my child dies. Jesus, unless you people see signs and wonders, you will never believe." Still, the official doesn't back down. He's desperate but determined. Jesus then says something powerful. "Jesus, go, your son will live." And here's the miracle before the miracle. The man believed Jesus at his word and left. While he's still on the road home, his servants meet him with incredible news. "Servants, your son is alive." When he asks them when it happened, they say, "Servants, yesterday, at 1 p.m, the exact moment Jesus said, "Your son will live." This miracle wasn't just about physical healing. It was about faith. The man believed before he saw, and as a result, his entire household came to faith in Jesus. Jesus' return to Cana was not just a return to a familiar place, but a return to a place of miracles. The people of Cana remembered the wedding feast where he turned water into wine. They had seen his power firsthand. This time, the stakes were higher. The royal official's plea was not just for a miracle, but for the life of his son. The journey from Capernaum to Cana was not an easy one. It was a journey of faith, a journey of desperation. The royal official's faith was tested with every step he took. He had heard of Jesus' miracles, but now he needed one for himself. His faith was not just in Jesus' power, but in his compassion. As he walked, the official's mind raced with thoughts of his ailing son. Every step was a prayer, every mile a testament to his unwavering hope. The road was rugged, but his resolve was firm. He remembered the stories of Jesus' kindness and miracles. It wasn't just about believing in the power of Jesus, it was about believing in the heart of Jesus. He knew that the journey was long, but his faith made it seem shorter. He clung to the hope that Jesus would hear his plea, that the Messiah would extend his grace once more. This journey was more than a physical trek. It was a spiritual odyssey, one that would test and ultimately strengthen his faith. In the quiet moments of his journey, he whispered prayers of hope and desperation. He knew that reaching Cana was just the beginning. The real challenge was to trust in Jesus' word, to believe that his son would be healed even before he saw it with his own eyes. This was the journey of faith, a journey that would change his life forever. As the official stood before Jesus, the words, "Go, your son will live," echoed in his mind. It was a moment that would define his faith. In that instant, he faced a choice: to believe in Jesus' words without any physical evidence, or to succumb to doubt and despair. This was the true test of faith. The official's heart pounded as he weighed his options. He had traveled so far, driven by the hope that Jesus could heal his son. Now, he had to take a leap of faith. The room seemed to hold its breath as he made his decision. With a deep breath and a silent prayer, he chose to trust in Jesus' promise. He turned and began the journey back home, each step a testament to his newfound faith. Doubts tried to creep in, but he pushed them away, clinging to the words of Jesus. He believed, and with every mile, his belief grew stronger. The road back to Capernaum was no longer just a path. It was a journey of transformation, a leap of faith that would change his life forever. As he walked, he thought of his son and the promise that had been given. He knew that faith was not about seeing, but about believing. And in that belief, he found a strength he never knew he had. This was the leap of faith, a moment of trust that would lead to a miracle. As the official made his way back home, he must have been filled with a mix of hope and fear. Every step was a step of faith. The road seemed endless, each moment stretching out as he replayed the words of Jesus in his mind. He clung to those words, "Your son will live," like a lifeline in a storm. And then, as he neared his home, he saw them, his servants rushing towards him. His heart raced, and he braced himself for the news. As they reached him, their faces broke into relieved smiles. "Your son is alive!" they exclaimed. The official felt a wave of joy and relief wash over him. He could barely believe it. He asked them when his son began to recover, and they told him it was at the very moment Jesus had said, "Your son will live." Tears of gratitude filled his eyes as he realized the magnitude of what had happened. The journey of faith had led to a miracle, a confirmation that believing in Jesus' words had brought his son back to life. This moment, this incredible news, was the culmination of his leap of faith. In that instant, the official knew that faith could move mountains. And it wasn't just his son's life that was saved. His own heart was transformed forever. The power of faith had shown him a new path, one that he would walk with unwavering belief. This was the confirmation of faith, a divine affirmation that trust in Jesus' words could lead to miracles beyond imagination. The timing of the miracle was not a coincidence. It was a divine confirmation of Jesus' power and authority. The exact moment Jesus said, "Your son will live," was the moment the boy was healed. This was a powerful demonstration of Jesus' ability to heal from a distance, showing that his power was not limited by physical proximity. As the official stood there, absorbing the joyous news from his servants, he realized the profound truth. Jesus' words transcended time and space. The miracle was not bound by the physical presence of the healer, but by the faith of the believer. This revelation deepened his faith even further, solidifying his belief in the boundless reach of Jesus' power. In that moment, the official understood that faith was not just about seeing but believing in the unseen. This divine timing was a testament to the limitless nature of Jesus' authority and the immeasurable power of unwavering faith. It was a lesson not just for him, but for all who would hear of this miracle. The healing of his son was a beacon of hope, illuminating the path for countless others to believe in the miraculous power of faith. This was the divine timing, a moment orchestrated by the heavens to reveal the true essence of faith and the extraordinary reach of Jesus' healing power. The impact of this miracle went beyond the physical healing of the boy. It was a catalyst for faith. The official and his entire household came to believe in Jesus. This miracle was a sign that pointed to a greater reality, the power of faith in Jesus. It was a lesson for all who heard the story, a lesson in believing before seeing. The official's household, once filled with worry and despair, was now a place of joy and newfound faith. Each family member, witnessing the miraculous recovery, felt the profound influence of Jesus' power. They understood that faith was not just a personal journey, but a collective experience, uniting them in their belief. In the days that followed, the official shared his testimony with neighbors and friends, spreading the news of the miracle. His story became a beacon of hope, inspiring others to place their trust in Jesus. The transformation of his household was a testament to the far-reaching impact of faith, igniting a spiritual awakening within the community. This miracle was not just about one boy's healing, it was about the birth of faith in many hearts. It showed that belief in Jesus could transcend circumstances and bring about profound change. The official's household became living proof of the power and reach of faith, a legacy that would endure for generations. The story of the royal official and his son is a powerful reminder of the importance of faith. It teaches us that faith is not just about believing in miracles, but about trusting in Jesus' words. It is about taking him at his word and acting on it, even when we don't see immediate results. As the officials' household experienced their transformation, the ripple effect of their newfound faith began to spread throughout the community. Neighbors, friends, and even strangers who heard the story were touched by the profound change in the family's lives. They saw firsthand how faith could turn despair into hope and worry into joy. The officials' testimony became a catalyst for others to explore their own beliefs. People began to gather, sharing stories of their encounters with Jesus and encouraging one another to trust in his words. The community, once plagued by doubt and uncertainty, started to experience a collective awakening of faith. This ripple effect extended beyond the immediate circle of the official's household. It reached far and wide, drawing more and more people into the fold of belief. The miracle that began with a desperate plea for a son's healing had now become a beacon of hope for an entire region. This story reminds us that faith is not just a personal journey, but a powerful force that can inspire and transform entire communities. It shows us that when we take Jesus at his word and act on it, we can create a lasting impact that goes beyond our own lives, touching the hearts and minds of countless others. In our own lives, we may face situations that test our faith. We may have to make difficult journeys both physically and spiritually, but the story of the royal official reminds us that Jesus is with us every step of the way. His words are true, and his promises are sure. We can trust him even when we can't see the outcome. As we encounter our own challenges, let us remember the unwavering faith of the royal official. He did not see the miracle immediately, but he believed in Jesus' words and acted on them. This kind of faith calls us to trust beyond what we can see and to take steps based on the certainty of Jesus' promises. Imagine the peace that comes from knowing that, no matter how dire our circumstances, we are not alone. Jesus walks with us, guiding us and offering us hope. Our faith in him can transform our lives, just as it did for the royal official and his household. So as we navigate our own journeys, let us hold on to faith, trust in Jesus' words, and act with the confidence that his promises will be fulfilled. In doing so, we not only find strength for ourselves, but also become beacons of hope and inspiration for those around us. As we reflect on this story, let us be encouraged to deepen our faith. Let us be inspired by the royal official's example of believing before seeing. And let us remember that Jesus' power is not limited by time or distance. He is able to do immeasurably more than we can ask or imagine. Let us put our trust in him. The royal official's journey is a testament to the power of faith and the boundless reach of Jesus' love. His story reminds us that faith is not just about seeing miracles, but about trusting in the words and promises of Jesus. Even when we can't see the outcome, we can have confidence that Jesus is at work in our lives. As we face our own challenges and uncertainties, let us draw strength from the royal official's unwavering faith. Let us trust that Jesus is with us, guiding us, and working for our good. Our faith in him can move mountains and transform our lives. So, let us hold on to faith, trust in Jesus' words, and act with the assurance that his promises will be fulfilled. In doing so, we not only find peace and strength for ourselves, but also become sources of hope and inspiration for those around us. Trust in Jesus, for his power knows no bounds and his love for us is immeasurable. And the man took Jesus at his word and departed,